What's up, everybody? We're back again. It's the Dadbod Golf Pod, episode 78. Monday, the weekend is over. It's time to get back on the grind, and we're here to help you through it. My name's Kyle. We got Ben and Nate in the house, and we are ready to rock and roll. Fellas, how was the weekend?
It was wonderful.
Excellent. First football game with my wife. We met right before COVID, so couldn't go to any games. And first one this season.
That's special.
Huge dub for the squad. So yes, it's pretty dope. It
was a great weekend.
Of course, over a top 10 team, so that means the two of you have to go to every ball game until they lose.
Yes, we're working on kind of getting with them.
Just checking. Yeah, just go and throw that out there so you don't mess it up.
It's been discussed.
Absolutely. So this weekend there was a golf tournament in Bermuda, the country. I guess maybe it's a country, or is it a colony? What is Bermuda? Is it?
It's a country. It's a country.
It's something. It's something out there in the Atlantic Ocean. I don't know.
Sovereign nation.
Is it a sovereign nation? I don't know. I'm just
territory, maybe.
They compete in the Olympics.
Is it a parish like they have in Louisiana?
It could be. Well, if they have Olympics team, that means it's probably a country. I think that's a requirement.
I'm just glad you got the right ocean correct.
I did.
I'm pulling for you, man.
The small one. Well, the smaller.
Hey, real quick, Kyle. If you're looking at the U.S., is Bermuda above us or below us?
It's
that is
equal.
A good question.
It's about equal with like South and North Carolina. Straight across.
True. That is true.
Yes. Suck on that. Suck on that.
Okay. Everybody thinks it's south. It's not. It's on up there. Cooler temperatures there than here, man.
There you go. So the world renowned Butterfield Mrs. Butterworth's Classic was this weekend, and it was the absolute weather chaos. And I think what was the guy, Taylor Pendrith? Is that who pulled it out this weekend?
Held off a pretty big charge
Taylor
from
Pendrith. He actually shot like
cheater.
It was Lucas Herbert. Taylor Pendrith was leading going into the last round, and he shot like 5 over, I think. And
not good.
Struggled today.
I literally have to pull it up in order to see who.
So Herbert's going to be at Tournament of Champions
next
and
year.
People are going to ask him, hey,
it's a mighty fine tournament to play in.
Which tournament did you win to get here?
Mrs. Butterworth's challenge in Bermuda.
Didn't Boo Weekly ask who was the guy that won when Van de Velde lost the British Open? Paul Laurie won, and Boo Weekly was playing with him, and it was Paul Laurie's last year to play, like in the 10-year exemption. And Boo Weekly asked him how he qualified for the British Open. He had won it.
That's great. That's great. That's such a Boo story.
That's a great. That is. I can see that happen. And the thing is, when he asks questions like that, nobody gets mad at him.
No,
one of us that asks that, people get super mad. But him asking it, it's cool. It's Boo.
Absolutely. Well, guys, we threw out some picks over the weekend from Betonline.ag.
Yes.
You guys need to head to their brand new website. It's updated website and desktop. They're going to give you a 50% welcome bonus. You just use coupon code BLEAV50. That's BLEAV 50 to take that's not take 50% off. You're going to get a 50% bonus. You're going to give them $100. They're going to give you 50 back. Baseball, basketball, World Series. This is game 5, right? Game 5 was last night. We're recording in process. So you may not have a chance to bet on the World Series. I don't know. We'll have to see. Golf.
Let's hope that's the case.
Golf, boxing, UFC. That's right. They got casino games. Don't wait to take advantage of the amazing offers available for the rest of the 2021 season. BetOnline is the fastest and easiest way to bet all your favorite sports. BetOnline, where the game starts.
Let me just tell you, Kyle.
Go ahead.
When I looked at my picks from this weekend, I had better odds playing craps online than I did with anything that I made a pick on over the weekend. I took the
rough weekend, Ben. It was a rough
weekend. Took it on tonight, Ben, while you're laying in bed. Maybe a little online craps could be the ticket to get you back right. Get you back where you need to be. Maybe a little single card stud.
I'm sure my wife would appreciate that too. What are you doing over there? Playing craps? Because
what would be fun?
Terrible.
What would be fun though is if I'm not sure, I have to check it out. If there was like a way that we all three could log into the same blackjack table.
Mm-hmm.
Now that would be pretty epic. The
That
chat would be electric.
That would be legitness.
The live chat they have on it would be electric. So
the mod that's playing the dealer that's having to make sure that nothing's happening and nothing going wrong would be like, I got a suspicion these guys know each other.
What has happened? What is going on?
What has happened to our game and why has it been taken over by these three idiots? Yeah,
right. 100. I'm gonna get some turkey wraps. Jesus, guy.
Exactly. Let's go through our picks because some of them were okay. Some of Nate hit a big one. So
Huge.
if you bet Nate's picks, you came out ahead. But let's just start with Ben, because it was pretty rough.
You're gonna go from top down, or you're gonna start with the top 20?
Let's just start with your top 20 and then just work our way through the list all the way to your magical matchup.
In order to upset Nate, I picked Danny Willett, and it completely backfired on me because I think he shot
abort.
I think he shot a 90 one of those days, if I'm not mistaken.
He definitely missed the cut. So
let's see what he did
cut,
shoot.
and I had to scroll way down, Nate, to see where he missed the cut.
What lesson did we learn on this, Ben? Don't pick by being an asshole. Just pick by who you think is going to be the best.
Wins.
I mean, that's
he didn't shoot 80.
I think
He
that's
shot
what we learned.
75, 72.
That might as well be an 80. Anyway,
Anyway,
Danny Willett,
not good.
You got nowhere to talk, Kyle. You can't say anything. You have to keep your mouth shut on this one too. So it's Danny Willett. Yes, I went to try to stick it to Nate, and it completely backfired on me. Yep. Danny, I need to tweet at his brother. His brother got kicked off Twitter for a while for being rude to people. So I need to tweet his brother and be like, look at
get him stirred up.
Caused me. Yeah, get him stirred up.
Get him rustled.
Yeah. What are you doing? How are you helping your brother? I mean, he got fired from being a caddy just because he's his brother, and he was pissing people off on Twitter. So I should go on there and
eating their cereal. I mean, come on, man.
Yeah, because Danny Willett's not going to do it. So his brother's got to do it. And so, I'm going to go pee in his cereal and his Cheerios. So, Danny Willett. Thanks, Danny, for that 5 over. That was nice of you to do.
Congratulations. Danny boy.
That'll D-Dub.
Even the guy that Kyle picked scored better than Danny Willett.
Are we just gonna everybody do their top 20 and everybody do the top 10, everybody do the top 5, or are we just gonna go all the way through?
I want to run through it. Let's just
run through them. All right. So my next one was Matthew Fitzpatrick, and not a bad showing, but he tied for 30th. That doesn't help as far as being in the top 10. So he tied for 30, and I just thought he had an opportunity, but Nick Watney is who I picked top 5.
More like Nick. Never mind. I'm just kidding.
Make Nick Notney. That's what it is.
There you go.
He did not make the top 5.
Where did he finish at? I didn't even see.
Nick Notney tied for 46.
Yikes. Okay. It's a paycheck.
He tied with the guy that I picked to win. Adam Hadwin. Both of them tied for 46.
Adam Hadwin, that wily Canadian.
Yeah. So
your best finisher out of all of your picks was 30th.
Top 30. Yeah.
And
awesome.
And your matchup. Do you remember your matchup?
My matchup was Guido Migliozzi and Garrick Higo, and I took Migliozzi, and he lost.
Nice. So if you bet $100 on all Ben's picks, you are
$500.
Down 500. You were up 3. Was it 150 or 350 last week?
350.
Somewhere around there. So you just barely went under. You went black on this one. So or you went in the red on this one. So we got to bounce back next week.
Real quick,
go ahead.
Before I go over my picks, did you guys hear about Portnoy put $100,000 on that Florida State Clemson game? And so he had Florida State plus 9.5.
Ouch.
They're down 4. They're trying this crazy lateral play at the end of the game. There's zeros on the clock. They mess up the lateral. Clemson scoops it up, jumps in the end zone, end up losing by 10. And Portnoy had $100,000 on it. So
ouch. That's like burning. Yeah. That's like $10 to us. But
that's like we lost $10.
But still,
if I lost $10 that way, I'd be pretty upset though.
That I was texting people. I was like, not only did that cover that made Clemson cover, it also went over. That took the total over too.
Nice.
So there's a lot of people that are either really happy or really sad over that. You could have got on that action with Betonline.
There was guys in Vegas drinking for a lot of different reasons.
Yes.
Yep.
Wow.
My top 20 pick. Did you want to say his name? Kyle? Do you just want me to say it?
Just
okay. It's Dylan Fratelli. Yeah.
Dylan Fratelli.
T22, and as close as
So
you can
close.
get. You know, probably he's a lip out away from a top 20. I would have after
it's still a miss.
Thursday's episode. After Thursday's episode, I think it would have been really impressive. Fratelli had a lot on his shoulders from the show heading into this week.
A lot of pressure.
But T22, you know, obviously like Ben's
built
picks,
up pressure.
If it doesn't matter. If you don't get it, then might as well have gotten cut.
An explosive round the first round, I think. He played pretty good the first round.
Explosive. We're not dipping down that low. 10 was
he wasn't cooking with gas that day, that's for sure. He left it.
I can't breathe. Don't start this. Let's don't start.
Our whole plan is to get Kyle sideways, and it is working so far. He's like, I can't. No.
Go ahead. No, Kyle. No, go ahead. Did you have something to say?
No, I was almost down on Nick Watney. Let's just move on.
Yeah.
I know.
All right. My top 10 pick was Guido. I think Guido was 30th, 40th ballpark.
Yeah.
And nowhere close to the top 10. But then here comes my top 5 pick.
Oh,
and Kyle had just picked Patrick Reed, which if you pledge any sort of allegiance to Patrick Reed, it fires me up because you shouldn't. It just you shouldn't. And the pick turned out well for Kyle, but I also was just scrolling through trying to find a top 5, and then I was like, you know what? Patrick Rogers, top 5. I did not make it my special of the week, and that's the biggest regret I have from this entire weekend. It was not the Nate Pass lock of the week. Patrick Rogers was T4, and that was great value. I honestly didn't go put money on it because I didn't really back my, but would have been some pretty solid value if you.
Oh yeah,
8-1 Patrick Rogers for top 5, and then my winner, my lock of the week. So hopefully you're not getting kicked out of your house because you bet your mortgage on it. Nick Watney, the T46, really strong showing there. So, but hey, Patrick Rogers, I'll take Rogers and Gooch forever.
What about your matchup? Hit him with a matchup.
Bazootin Hoot, I believe, did lose to Patrick Reed.
He did
on Thursday. Yeah.
Did you see how he lost that?
I really didn't.
So Patrick Reed, I'll talk about it when I go through my picks.
Okay, yeah.
I'll talk about it. Go through my picks. All right, so solid picks. If you put $100 on all of Nate's picks, you were plus 300 because you won 800 on the Patrick Rogers. I'm sorry, plus 400. You won 800 on the Patrick Rogers, and you lost 400 on the others. So that's solid weekend right there. So my picks. Let's start with my boy Jason Duffner. Struggled. That day one, the weather, we'll get to the weather here in just a second, but day one was like just brutal, absolutely brutal. He pretty much shot himself out of it the day one. Top 20, Jason Duffner didn't make the cut. Garrett Higo. All right, that was my top 10 pick. He was in the top 10. He was like third after the first round, played really good. And I was like, holy cow, we got something cooking here. And then the weather got to him too. He struggled on the weekend. And he couldn't pull it out. Looked handsome doing it. Shot a smooth 67 on the first round, and then just couldn't really do anything after that. So he finished T34. Not real great. Patrick Reed was my top 5 pick, and he was pretty much in it the whole time.
Yes.
He only missed losing by a shot. He roared back today.
Yeah, big round today. And I got him at a pretty solid value for a top 5 plus 350. And then my winner, I tried to make a little step out with Sahith Thagala, and he played terrible the first day. He shot like I'm looking at it right now. It's 2 over or 3 over on the first day. Not ideal. And then the second round did not start off that much better. He started with a birdie, then he went bogey, birdie, bogey. And then the last 6 holes, he birdies 5 out of the last 6. Wow.
It made the cut, and it got him to within like 5 or 6 shots of the lead. And then today going into the final round, he started on the back 9. He had a 10 on a par 4.
Nice.
Yeah.
Highest score by a winner that we've picked ever.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Here's what let's read this. Let's read this because we've all been.
Congratulations,
yeah,
you hold the record. Thanks,
he shot like 80 today. But anyway, he goes, tee shot, penalty, reload, tee shot, penalty, reload.
I love it.
So he hit 3 tee shots. He hacked it around in the rough a little bit, made a 10. It was beautiful. He shot a smooth 80 today, and he had no chance. And then my magical matchup, I had.
Well, that's the funny thing. The 10, I mean, he shoots low 70s just without the one hole.
Right, yeah. Right. He had no chance to win.
Bogey shoots 75.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. He got out of hand. That he reload 2 reloads, and you're in trouble. You're in trouble for sure. My magical matchup, I had Patrick Reed over Mito Pieria, I think is what we decided his name was. And talk real quick. Talk about Patrick Reed. I was talking about this. This is how he kind of got it going. The first round he shot 2 under on the front, and he was back to even going into 17. And 17 was the easiest hole on the course. Okay. Easiest hole on the course, par 5, like 507 yards. He hits his driver in the hazard. Okay. Mm-hmm. His driver in the hazard. He's got like 215-ish yards. He takes 2 drop. And this is what everybody's going to talk about because the lie he got. So he is dropping on kind of a side hill lie. And, when you drop, it rolls. Okay. So I'm sure he tried to put a little extra spin on it. So he dropped it twice. It rolled. Then he got to place it, and it was on a tee. I mean, it was like, it was teed up. Like, I mean, the ball was floating.
So much so he decided to stand on the cart path. When they were willing to give him relief on the other side of the path.
He's like, no, sir.
And he was
too good of a lie.
He's like, are you looking at that lie? There's no chance I hit from over there. There's no chance I get this kind of lie over there.
Yep. And then he proceeds to hole out from 215 for eagle, and that got me ahead of Mito. And he actually bogeyed 18 after that, but still that helped me win that magical matchup. So if you took all my picks, you lost $100 basically. You won 350. You lost $50. You won. Hold on, let's do this math. You won 450, and then you lost 300. No, so you won $100. You won 150 bucks.
Yeah. So my math is way easier. If you took all my picks, you lost $500.
Yeah.
Super easy. So I'm bouncing back. I'm chipping into, I went 0 for last week. So I'm coming back. So hang in there with us. We'll get you some winners. Speaking of winners, guys, you got to check out Swannies.co. Nothing but winners on their site. Use coupon code DADBOD -25. You can get you this sweet hoodie right here.
Can you pod the rest of the way with the hoodie on?
Check out one coming.
Kyle, Ben, we have this agreement where if you buy something from Swannies, you have to let me know so that we can match.
Kyle, did I not tell you before we went on the air what I got?
You did.
You're supposed to tell me. He's already got it.
I'm sorry.
Foul. They got hoodies, polos.
Don't come by my office.
Ben's got a hoodie and a Q-zip coming. They got everything that you could ever desire, and you will look really good.
Everything you could ever desire.
You buy this stuff, you're going to look really good. You're going to feel really good. You're going to play really good. Check them out, Swannies.co. Love those guys. And
hey, speaking of Swannies.co, we got a little shout out on the Insta over the weekend from Blaine Barber, Shane, Swannies.
Swannies
representative and athlete, and he called us partners and athletes of Swanee. How about that?
How's it feel to be a sponsored athlete, guys? Makes me feel pretty dang good.
You look good. I'm gonna tell you,
pretty athletic myself.
I feel like I could do athletic things. I don't know.
I think you guys should race.
I feel like I can do sports stuff.
Let's run a 40 right now.
I think I think the Dadbods should run a 40.
I would pull 7 hamstrings if that's possible.
Yeah, I mean, how long do we get to warm up before that took place?
Nothing. You got to go cold.
Is Ben going to be the guy? But man, if they just put me in the state championship,
No,
I was playing in the band, but I mean, if they just put me in the state championship.
No, I am definitely one of those guys that's like, I'm not.
Were you in the band in high school?
No, I was not in the band. I did marry a band geek, but no, I was not in the band.
What'd you do in high school?
I played a lot of sports, Nate. I know that's hard to believe with a dad bod.
Yeah,
Nate,
it is.
where he grew up, you play all the sports. So
Yes,
I'm
you play.
sure,
Yeah,
I'm sure Ben played everything.
and
You
and
red
the, sco-
level
and the school is so small. Like you play from like grade 7 until you graduate. You're on the varsity team. So when everybody's like, "Man, I played varsity when I was a junior," I'm like, "Congratulations, I did that in the 7th grade. Good for you. How about that?"
Nate, what sports did you play in high school?
I ran track and cross country.
Tennis.
Yeah, you thought that we didn't have sports because I was homeschooled. You were wrong. We had the easiest sport because you know what? All you need for track and cross country is literally somewhere to run.
Who'd you run against? The
We
dogs?
were homeschooled. Dude, I went junior year to high school. We ran on a golf course, state homeschool cross country. Your boys first place, state homeschool cross country.
You
What's up?
Owned it. I love it.
1828 Union Springs
State
Country
champ.
Club.
State champs, baby. State champs. Love it.
Love it. Got my
So-
leather jacket. Just kidding.
That was phenomenal.
That's
I love
great.
it.
So
I did not know we're going down that road.
Yeah,
That was
you thought you had me good on that one. You didn't think anybody played sports in high school.
No,
I didn't. I thought it was
that's cross country's not a sport.
the only
Just run.
the only athlete I knew that was homeschooled and like played sports was Tebow. I feel like. I
Yeah,
don't think
Yeah.
Tebow,
he did a
Anyway.
little better than you.
he was a success story. So
Dude,
you know,
whatever.
state champion cross country. Love it. Hey, this
Own it.
weekend this is why we wanted to talk about this. We want to talk about the tournament a little bit in depth because it spurred a conversation. If y'all don't, if you have to like YouTube or like Google this weather that happened over the weekend, like
Mhm.
it was absolute misery. So the first round, the AM wave, the wind was blowing like 40 miles an hour. It was raining. It was absolute miserable. The average score was like 4 or 5 over in the first, and then it completely died. And then they lit it up in the afternoon wave. And then it basically happened again on Sunday. And I mean, I can't imagine paying. First of all, you have to pay your way into like to get there. And then you got to play golf for 4 days beautiful place, but like in just the worst, most atrocious conditions. Nobody's hardly there to watch you. And it got me thinking, was like the worst weather horror story that you've ever either played in, or like, what's the line you draw as far as I ain't playing if it's this?
Oh, mine's got to be cold. I can deal with rain. It's cold with me. I can't stand to play in the cold. Like if my hands are hurting, like I just do not want to do that. I don't mind everything.
What
being
is cold?
Wet. I used to have a rule, and that's changed. I don't know if I got thicker skin or what. I used to say that I would never play below 50 degrees. I'd probably take that to 40 now.
If the sun's out.
If the sun's out.
Yeah, that's 40 with the sun out.
40 cloudy and windy. No, I'm not doing that. Like, because even if you're wearing stuff on your hands are going to freeze just from the wind. Like, that's the biggest thing. I don't care if my feet are cold. I don't care if my body's cold. I don't want my hands being cold. And I don't know
drive and the cart drive.
Yeah, that's bad. That gets brutal.
That's rough.
Brutal. Like you and the other guy like leaning towards the middle.
But like
you were trying to stay away from the edge.
You were talking about horror stories, like you're talking about like this weekend, like the rain.
Yeah.
And a lot of my buddies will say they hate playing in the rain. One of the best rounds I've ever had was playing down in Prattville at the RTJ course, and I shot even par with it coming in sideways. It was like the most unbelievable round. It was one of those. It was like Caddyshack where I did not want to come off the course. I was like, no, we're going to keep going. Like we're playing. And the best part about it was the guys, I was 2 over going into 17 and birdied 17 and 18. So they ended up losing money because they pressed us.
Nice.
So it was like
double whammy.
Oh yeah. It was like one of those phenomenal rounds. But it's been just the opposite when it's been cold. Just, oh man, I can't stand it. I hate hitting wedges. I hate putting. Everything's just miserable when it's cold.
See, Ben, I would say under 40. If that's your rule, that's pretty cold.
That's pretty cold.
So I worked every single Saturday for like two or 3 years. Every single Saturday selling cars. Like the only Saturdays I was off was like if I was in a wedding, which I wasn't going to be playing golf. Yeah. So Sunday was my day to play golf. Like that was my weekend day to play golf. I do not care what it's doing. As long as there's not lightning, I was out there. Cold, like you can put on a bunch of layers. I had to play. And I think Kyle feels this way too. Like it was, if I had to play by myself, Sunday I had to play golf. Worked on Saturday. All my buddies play all day Saturday. So as far as cold go, I don't think it gets cold enough in Alabama for me not to play golf unless the course is literally closed, unless the greens are covered up. Like if it's 25 degrees, I'm not going to play. But if the course is open, I guess that's my rule. Is that as long as they're letting people out. Back then, I had to. It was, which I'm still addicted to golf. But I wouldn't know what to do with myself on a Sunday if it's pouring down rain in the wintertime, and it's soppy and there's puddles on the greens. What are you going to do? That's not enjoyable. But as long I've played golf in a face mask before, where I had a mask covering my mouth and stuff.
That's beautiful.
Yeah,
that's inspiring. Actually,
you got to want it. Listen, you
do.
I had to go unlock the cart barn. I had to pull the carts out myself. The pro was there. He's like, if you guys play, you no one's here working, so you've got to go do all this yourself.
I love it. I
don't have now those guys up in the north where it's snowing and stuff. Yeah, I understand that's different. But in Alabama, I don't think there's only a few days out of the year that it gets cold enough not to play golf.
Mine is a combination. I can handle cold. I can play when it's pretty cold. I've played a few sub 50 rounds whenever it's, high 40s and sunny, as long as it's not but when you throw cold and wet into the mix, I'll just give you an example. So earlier this spring, I played in a work event in Etowah, North Carolina. You ever been there? Etowah Valley. It's an old school golf resort, 3 nines. And then one of the days, it was a work outing. So one of the days we basically had to go. It was a scramble. It was a scramble 9 holes, right before we had this cocktail hour. And it was 48 degrees and misty rain. And it was slow. It was absolutely
that's my cutoff right there.
Miserable. It was absolutely. That was one of the times I was like, please God, get me off this course. We couldn't finish.
And that was just 9 holes.
And it was only 9 holes. And it was the longest 2.5 hours of my life. It was awful. So I think as long as if it's cold, I can handle cold. As long as it's sunny, I can play.
Yeah.
And then I'm like Nate, if the course is open and there's not going to be many courses that they're going to actually open if it's below 40 degrees, high 30s or whatever. It's just, I don't think it's just going to it's just not good for the greens and stuff like that to be trampled on, because they're not going to be completely thawed out. But I can handle pretty much anything as long as it's not a combination of wetness and cold. I can handle wetness if it's warm outside. That's not that big a deal to me. So that's probably my biggest. That's probably the worst I've ever was this past deal. And then the one time that got scary, I was not going to leave the course. I was probably 23, 24 years old. I was playing the Gulf State Park in Gulf Shores. It's not
know it well.
Yes.
It's not even open anymore. I don't think it's even open anymore. Really cool. It was a super cool track too, really cool layout. And I was playing freaking lights out. And we're on the back 9. I was 2 under on the back 9. This is going to be my lowest round ever. There's a really short par 5. And the way that it's set up is they want you to play it all the way around. They want you to play like a big horseshoe, but you can just fly it. You can fly it, cut a corner, and you'll have 9 iron or less in. And I did it. I eagled the hole, got to 2 under, and that's close to the end of the course. And so we had a par 3 and then 2 par 4s left, and you can see it coming. You can see this is in the summer too, those afternoon squalls. You see this thunderstorm coming, and we're like, let's just keep going. Let's keep going. And I'm like, as long as it doesn't lighten, and we're good. And we're we finished the par 3. I parred the par 3. We go to the par 4, and lightning hits. Less than on the backside of the course, hits the trees in the backside of the course. It's one of those, it sounds like a bomb has gone off right on you. And we hightailed it, and we had to cut the round out. 2 holes short, didn't get to finish. It would have, at that point in time, it would have been my lowest, but that's pushing it to the limit. And that was stupid. But yeah, we've all probably done stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
I've stayed out too long. Yeah. I think the coldest I ever played was 37. That was
wow.
I've played a 37 round. Now I'll tell you what the worst is when you're a cart guy and maybe the day is gonna get up to like 55 or maybe even 60, but at 6 a.m. when you get there to put the coolers out on the course, it's about like 38, and it's just a gator with no windshield,
and you just can't warm up from that. Like,
it
stay cold.
It goes inside of you.
Yeah,
and then you're done. Yeah.
You could take a hot bath. Even on like cold days that I've played, I try to bundle up as much as I possibly can to tee off on the first hole, because I know once I get cold, like, you're ruined after that.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'd rather just be sweating under all that stuff than I had, go out there and say, oh, well, I want to stay loose. I want to keep as little on as possible so I can get a full.
Because you can't warm up. Like, it's not. You can add layers after you're cold, and it does not help. It doesn't help. You got to start hot.
You just got to listen, the key to playing golf in the cold, you had to multiple light layers. I mean, you're going to have 4 shirts on. You can't play in a big jacket. You can't play in like a big fleece or anything. You got to have a good sweater. You got to have a good base layer, and then you peel them off as you go. Then hand warmers, obviously, all weather gloves, toboggan. I mean, wool socks.
Hit 2 extra clubs.
Yeah. Don't catch it then.
Don't try to swing hard. Just swing easy. Club up.
You're buttoning around.
Bingo. It's survival.
Yeah.
It's survival and friendship. That's all it is. That's all it is when it's called.
Playing golf with your boys.
Awesome. Guys, it's Monday. We got it going for the week. We got so much on deck for the rest of the week. We're pretty fired up.
Wednesday's going to be wild.
Would you rather Wednesday's going to be elite? Tomorrow we got a great episode as well. And we are going to just rock and roll through this whole week. It's episode 78, I believe. I got that right.
Kyle's playing travel golf this week.
Yes, you might have some travel content coming up. Hopefully the weather's holding up. The weather's looking a little sketchy.
Did you get your invite, Nate?
Where are you headed to, Kyle?
Headed to West Point, Mississippi. The most underrated golf trip.
I'm good.
No, just the most underrated golf trip in America. Old Waverly, Mossy Oak. They're right across the street from each other in the middle of nowhere. Go check them out. Google them. It's awesome.
Give it a go.
Pay attention for some content coming up from that later in the week. For sure. We're proud members of the Believe Podcast Network, the number one podcast network for professionals. Like I said, this is the only daily golf podcast
loosely used with us. The professional part.
Yeah. Professional in air quotes.
Especially that guy down there.
Yep. Professional in air quotes. Episode 78.
Nice picks this week, Ben.
Follow us on social media. Follow us on social media. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Rate, subscribe, and review on the Apple Podcast app. We need some more reviews. We need some funny ones. So bring it and we'll read it. Other than that, this episode was brought to you by Betonline.ag.
Yes.
Catch us tomorrow, and we'll be ready for you. Dad Bod Golf Pod.
Always
stroking.